I'm finishing off the eyes here that I did up. I did a satin brown here. I've got 3 regular blue ones here with irises in them. Gonna see if I can't this. And you can see the reflection on that. Let's see, I'll reflect it. It's a flat. It came out kind of flat, but if you see the reflection right there, it's gotten it. But these are 2 brown ones that I've done, and 2 of the Mr. Freeze, 3 of the Mr. Freezes. So I thought for my friend Noel Gruderez, I would show him exactly how I did this with the finishing. What I'm just going to do is pour a little bit of this, and I have to do a high pour on this because it's very, very thick and very goofy stuff. I don't want a ton of it, I just want a little bit. I want to barely cover the bottom. So I'm going to move that over there. And put a little bit of glaze in there, like that. There we go. So measured off about exact amounts. This is the Fanwood glaze coat stuff I'm using here, so part A and part B. It's a clear coat resin. It dries a lot slower than the other resins, like the fast cast resins that I used to with. And it's very thick, viscous stuff. So you have to stir it. And you get it pretty thickly done. It doesn't take much. And then all I'm going to do with this is just take a popsicle stick and drizzle drip the stuff on it. Like so, and fill it up. And in drizzle dripping it, a good clear solid coat like that. Just fill it up. Some of them, one of them I'm going to do an experiment with. I'm not going to fill it up. I'm just going to drizzle it on the inside. Just to see if it will make any difference in the overall appearance. Now these 2 sets here, I'm going to try something with some paint here, just to see how they might turn out. I'm going to get a paintbrush. Got a little thin paintbrush here. I had a whole bunch of little thin ones. I'll probably have to go back and get some more. I don't see having any thin, tiny, super fine brushes. I've probably used all of them. Most of the time I use them, they don't always come out usable after the fact. So, what I'm going to do with this one, just take some acrylic paint here. This is just basic black acrylic paint. I'm going to go in these brown ones and just dribble, dab a little bit in here, just to see how it looks. Dribble, dab in the middle. Usually, like I said, I would use a black eyedropper of ink, but I don't really need a lot of ink on this. And this is just going to be a drip, grab. Well, I need to get this for the Q-tip. It might work better. I'll take paint and brush it off with a Q-tip. And then just take a Q-tip and dab it in the middle. Kind of make a circle. Just lightly press down, not too heavy. Just very lightly. And that'll give it some depth. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a new Q-tip and do that with that. One thing about this cold weather has made my paint very viscous, very thick. So I have to be careful when I do the dabbing, that it doesn't come out too thick or too wide. Oop, shit, no, I probably just messed that up. No, I didn't. But it is going to... This one is done. Let's try the thick. Some of this is experimentational, so you guys are seeing it for the first time. So if I mess up, I'm going to mess up live on Facebook. But I'd rather show you guys all the pros and cons of doing things like this, because if I do mess up, then you'll see firsthand how not to do it. The good thing about these, before I put the glaze coat, there we go, got it, perfect. I'll see if I can glaze coat this one and do it just right. So this one, likely, will get a black dropper of I drop in it. Let's see how that turns out. Bloop. And of course, that one's going to be a mistake. Because as you see, when you drop it in there, what do? And take all that out. The good thing about ink is you can remove it rather quickly. If you do it too thickly, it will not dry. And that was a mistake I made with this one. I did it too thickly. So no good is. You see right here, I've done these 4 with a glaze on top. And I'm thinking I might do that one with a glaze on top, but I really want to wait for it to dry. This I'm going to drop a little dropper of thinner in there. Put a little paint thinner in there. And swirl it around. It'll come right out. So for the most part, I can start over with this. Either by doing another dropper of ink in it. go. That's Now I could take a heat gun and I could dry it, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Get our heat gun, plug it in, and see what we can do with that. Put it in a low setting. Put it just above the eye. Don't want to leave a heat gun on resin too long, and it will make it hot, and it could remelt a little bit. Or a little bit. Show my dry. What we can do. Tuck that back in there. Get all the excess out. Yeah, but it's got a filmy surface on it. I'm going to take that and coat and cover the bad parts of the stem right here. Well, a little more heat on that. And it'll dry out enough to where I can put a drop of black in there. Yep. Take a single drop of, and there we go. Perfect. Now that has to dry. So I'm going to set that off to the side to dry naturally. So basically what I have here, 3 sets already done, 1 brown one done, and all I have to do is coat these 2. These are going to take a while to dry because they're coated, and these 2 will come up to dry naturally. This stuff is very thick. It's still viscous. So let me dribble that in here just to cover it. There we go. A little bit more in there just to cover it. Give it like a domed appearance on top. That way the eyes aren't so flat looking. You want, but not if you're flat. Now after those dry, we'll go back in and do a color coding on the sides, and then I can take on these, I can take a yarn or what have you, and you know, squiggle it on there with a little bit of glue, like put a light coating of glue on there, and break up some yarn, make some veins, and that type of thing. But for the most part, you're only going to see the front of the eye, and it's not going to be, you know, that in-depth and pronounced. Like these are basically, you know, these are just basically the same thing. They're just, let me get a better one here. No, that's not right. This one. There's no vein work or anything in there. It's just a solid white eye with the iris and the pupil. So these are going to be the same thing. There's not really going to be that much vein work. I might try to experiment with doing a little bit of coloring on the sides. I'm going to shut this off, this stupid thing falling over. So as you can see, when this dries, it's going to be clear, coated, just like these. And the thing is that, like I said, there's no vein work or anything on these, so dadgummit. But that's basically it. And just wanted to show my friend No Good Res, the finishing thing. Like I said, this is the Fanwood glaze coat. You can use really any crystal clear resin to top off your eyes, but drip it in there. They've got to sit there for probably, it takes the coat to cure. They'll